have a review of the carrier file. Go to option B on the dispatch menu and go to look up a carrier. Look it up by the carrier's name, but you can look up by the state, phone number, fax, MC, or the last load date. Here we are, carrier's file. Top left quadrant will have your basic information about the carrier. Just below, we have origin and destination states of lanes that they like to go to. Both the area as well as area on the right-hand side for the equipment are the two most important areas for your smart search. This is where the smart search will look to for the lanes the carrier likes to go to, as well as same or similar equipment to do a carrier profile match, and also to match up the specifics for the load that you're trying to cover. Top right is information that will auto-fill in this part there, the first load, last load, year-to-date, day, etc. And the top is status, their type, and status, yes, means that they're a carrier in good standing and will show up for all of your smart search options. If you go to the M for menu, this will be a shortcut of all the different screens within the carrier's profile. So as you can see on the left-hand side, numbers, and there are also hotkeys on the right-hand side, cuts of getting to different places a little faster than going back out to the main menu, such as going Q for quotes and for notes. Okay. So if we go to screen 0, that's going to get us back to that first screen we looked at. 1, show us the vendor's name, their legal name. Tax go to. Aljex ID number is automatically assigned with Aljex. You don't necessarily need to know that number, as you can search for this carrier another way. If you're on super hold, that means that you're holding them from payment. Here, yes or no. If yes, then they'll show up for your smart searches. And no, that means they're on a no list, that are not going to show up on the list. And status. So even if they're a carrier yes, if status is N, then they cannot be used to cover a load. Down at the bottom, you offer quick pay options, and if you do you offer them to this carrier, and what is their quick pay option? Screen 3 is the carrier and driver pay setup. So you would fill out any weekly automatic deductions on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we have this weekly driver pay option. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of that right now. Basically, you don't want to turn this on unless you know what you're doing. If you have any questions about this area, I would call support. At the very bottom, do we pay carrier this percent if they pay the carrier a specific percent of accessorial charges? Screen 4, which is our authority and compliance and insurance area. So the authority and compliance, series of yes and no's, and we have a safety rating. Do you have the agreement on file? Are they a SmartWay partner, a contract or common authority, brokerage, reefer brokerage, etc. So just go ahead and fill in the yeses or no that apply to the carriers. If we hit 4, we can go into insurance information. Here you're going to have the agent information. And on the right-hand side, if you're utilizing a third-party insurance monitoring company such as RMIS or SaferWatch, for breakdown, a deductible. Work comp, hold harmless if the agreement's signed, yes or no. And at the very bottom, we have the insurance company, the policy number, and the dollar amounts and expirations and deductions. There is a screen 5 as we consolidated all the screens, so that could probably be something one day. If you 6, you have contacts and also burst contact setup. We go into contacts, you have 6 different areas of different contact information, one specific. And if you hit 6 again, we have the burst contact setup. It's important to have your customers, carrier's lane set up properly and the equipment. You're going to need to have them set up for Smart Search to receive either an email or a fax burst. So let's just go over each one of these. There are 5 different bursts for carriers. The first one is to burst for pickup and delivery information. Also, if you're going to burst all your available loads to the carriers, you have your Smart Search, a request for missing PODs, also have an AP info burst. For all areas, you'll want to fill in the contact's name. You can optionally put their phone number and an extension. In the contact preference area, you'll either want to have an E, an F, or a B. And those are right here. So if one gets an email only, just put an E, an F fax, or if they get both an email and a fax, put B for both. And then ensure that you have the corresponding fax and email in the correct area. You get email addresses for correspondence. Those are always best in that a lot of our bursts have interactive links within the burst. So there are more functions getting an email than a fax. That was screen 6. Screen 7 has some overall information again that's a little bit repetitive. In the center, we have their palette and then information. And down at the bottom, we're rating your carrier at the end of a load when you're delivering. You have an option to rate 3 different areas. If they picked up on time, delivered on time, and if they made their check calls. And this is going to tabulate and give you an average. Note 8 and key 9, which is not necessarily a particular screen. Number 9 is always the history button. So from this area, we can hit the number 9 to view the shipment history list. You choose which area, let's say truckload LTL, and we have a listing of all the shipments, typically going from to back. You can hit to view to go directly into that load. You can view this first screen and then just press any key to continue. When you hit X, you go back to your options again. You can do a graph or a web graph, a delivery history list, carrier payments and AP. If you're in accounting, some of the areas might be helpful to you. If you want to look at their aging and paid, perhaps. And that's this area. And you can also look at the load offer history. In load offer history, you'll also be able to see any offers or bids that you had to that carrier. And it would again be through the Smart Search. Within the carrier file, you also have N for notes. By hitting N for notes, you can record any general notes or service notes. In there, you would simply enter the date, key for today, and we can enter in a note. And escape. made a spelling error, so let's use that as a training option. We could hit enter over it, make change, escape to save. And I could see that there are general notes on file. And for notes again, and we go to general notes, you can see a listing, and once you start to compile more notes, you'll be able to see a listing of all the previous notes, general and service. The last thing I want to draw your attention to is F for forms. By hitting F for forms, from here you can send out that carrier pack, a carrier contract, a co-broker agreement, quick pay form, insurance request. And you can also add an available truck for the carrier's file that you're in just by using this one. So again, F for forms. And you can view another video for adding available trucks to get specifics on that. I hope that was helpful.